Right, now that Aqua Garden's done, I think it's time to get on to the next Nightopia. Right after getting our persona, of course. But this is important, we need it for the next level. Do we need it for the next... well, kind of. It's not particularly useful, but it's certainly got a use. We'll give it that. Obviously, it's the dolphin persona, you get them in exactly the same order as you did in Will's story, so, yeah. Da da da. So we're heading to the Dream of Glass Crystal Castle. I'm kind of in two minds about this level, I have to admit.
It's so pretty, but it looks so sad too.
Hey Helen, welcome to the world of glass.
Why the funny mask?
I'm wondering about that too.
Oh, it's nothing. Come on, let's go.
I'd think that everything in a world made of glass would be very fragile.
That's very true.
Didn't I tell you? Nightopia is a world that mirrors the heart of a visitor. That means it was your heart that created this place. Helen?
Quite right.
My heart is fragile?
Yeah. Because you're rubbish, Helen. Oh god, the Goodles are back. I'm sorry, but that screech is really not pleasant. I have to say, I do like this track. It's called Crystal Choir. It's got sort of a nice, calm, peaceful grandeur about it, which I quite like. I don't know, I think there's something about sort of slightly grand musical pieces or whatever that just I like a lot. I think the weird thing about sort of the chases is that sort of you're meant to be rushing, but I never feel like rushing. You're just kind of just taking it as it comes, just chilling. And I think sort of the music for the Crystal Choir song here really sort of adds to that. It's just not a fast-paced song, so you've like got no desire to rush, even though you probably should be, because obviously you're under a time limit, but now you could ram into those and dash them, but I can't be bothered to wait, so I'm just going to fly over and stuff. Now, if you hit those things that appear, then you will lose time. But also, if you hit the like the little Nightopia eggs, you can get some Nightopia attached, which you could then use to put into my dream. But I'm not gonna, because I'm lazy. Now, it's weird. Crystal Castle here has a couple of probably sort of like some of the more interesting chase mechanics, because you've got like this whole thing where you've got to look into the mirror to see the links and the chips and stuff, which is really clever. It's not particularly that amazing, but it's interesting and it's quite cool. There's also a couple of other little things that we will get later. There we go, take that. There's a couple of other mechanics that we'll run into shortly, actually. That's the only place that they appear, which is really weird. But, yeah. But despite the, interesting little extra mechanics, I'm not that keen on Crystal Castle. I mean, the music's really lovely, but, I don't know, there's just something about the level that annoys me. I think it might be the, enemy things that just love to decide, oh, I'm going to come hit you now, and not really show you where I'm going to be. Yeah, I don't like them. So yeah, this is the first thing. If you go through one of the prisms, you can get knights split up into multiple things, and then that makes it easier to get links. Obviously, unfortunately, if you you know, run into anything, then your knights kind of, you know, just disappear because they get stuck. But yeah, and then we've also got this, which is like a magnifying glass, and it makes it uber big, so we can just smash through everything like the Hulk. It's like Knight Smash, which is very useful for this bit, because those purple things can cause a major annoyance. There's some more Seapos. There we go, got the key, that's all good. I think if you can get into there, you can get a dream drop, but I'm not 100% sure. Oh well. The level's pretty much over now, so that's, no need to worry. Okay, you can use the dolphin in this level, it's just it's not very clear where you can. Well, that's definitely a B. Be surprised if it was a C or an A. Yeah, thought so. And here we have one of my least favourite bosses. I think this is probably why I don't like Crystal Castle that much. Because here we have Bumamba, who's a pain in the backside. I dislike this boss a lot. Theme is Bony Bumamba, because, you know, she's somehow bony? I don't know. Essentially what you've got to do is you've got to get all these cat ball things into the holes, which is easier said than done. You just got to take your time, which isn't pleasant when you, you know, are rushing to try and beat the boss. Generally, sort of the trick is try and get them in a corner and then just sort of nudge them down. Because by that point you are probably... So you're more likely to get them down if you get them in a bit, but I really dislike this boss. Because it's luck more than anything, there's no sort of skill involved. Which is not great when you are under time limit and you are not really in the mood to be struggling thanks to a luck-based boss. Thankfully, the Mamba is over now, and her crazy cat ball things are no more. For now, anyway. I actually did quite well on that, I'm proud of myself. Yeah, I dislike the Mamba. I'd say the Mamba's the worst boss in the game. Because it's all down to luck, which is not fun. Luck-based stuff is never fun. Apparently, the Mamba was a replacement for a beta snake-like character. So they replaced a snake-like thing with a crazy cat witch thing. Ingenious. Right, let's just pop on over to number 2. I wonder what this mission's gonna be. Is it going to be Octopore? Please say it's Octopore. Yay! It's Octopore!
Huh? What's Octopore doing here?
Great voice acting there, Jaleesa.
Let's have a little fun, shall we?
Sounds like you're drunk. What's Octopore doing here? That's what it sounds like, sort of. That was kind of a very bad impression, but oh well. Now, after the lovely ease of Aqua Gardens Octopore mission, this one is more difficult. Thankfully, if you can get the Prism Knights, it's a lot easier to get more links. But yeah. It's certainly one of the harder ones, I'd say. A lot of Helen's missions are harder than Will's. Oh, thank God, there's me, A rank. But yeah. Now I think sort of Nice Journey Dreams has received sort of like mixed reviews. In the sense there's sort of some people think it's a worthy predecessor, others think that it's nowhere near as good as the original. I've never played the original, so I wouldn't be able to comment. But I love it all the same, it's a lovely game, even if it does have a couple of silly decisions. I think Electronic Gaming Monthly, this is something that is brought up on Wikipedia, so it's important apparently. It's got... They said it had an appealing art style, pleasant soundtrack, and faithful to the original game, but the 3D platforming segments, confusing boss battles, and apparently the Wii remote controls don't work nearly as well as the standard control scheme, but I don't know what planet they're living on with that one, because I'm using Wiimote and Nunchuck and doing perfectly fine. I would agree, however, that the just the Wiimote on its own doesn't work. You need an analog stick for this type of stuff. IGN, being the miserable blight as they are, said that it was only for die-hard fans of the original. Also not true, because I never knew about the original. So this was my first Knights game. Well, first and only Knights game, I should say. So, yeah. That was not quite true, and I enjoyed this game. And Famitsu, they gave it 29 out of 40, which is pretty good, actually. They praised it for its heartwarming story, good replay value, but criticised some bothersome controls, which is fair enough. Some of it's probably not great controls, I have to admit, but it works fine for me. And also, I think I would agree that some of the boss battles are incredibly confusing, particularly Bamamba. Bamamba is an absolute cow. But that's Bamamba for you. And I would also agree that I don't like the platforming segments one bit, but they're there. Just gotta deal with them. Oh well. Yeah. Oh, yay! Got an A rank.